All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding of the gospel of His truth. I'm out here. It's a beautiful day. Out here in New Jersey, man. I found a local area where I wanted to, go out and and hit the byways and highways, man. All right, now, pretty much, it's just nature around here. Just a couple, walks, past, around here, man. But anyway, man, this word will go out on the World Wide Web, man. Okay, which is what you brothers are watching this video on, man. Okay, so without further ado, man, we'll get right into the lesson, man. Okay, one thing I want to focus on first, man. All right, is I want to come at you Christians real quick, man. Okay, you guys out there who claim that you have the true teachings of the Bible. This is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10, and it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. Right, and you churches, man, you don't have the spirit of prophecy, man. Okay, the Christian church doesn't have the spirit of prophecy, man. Okay, that's not, you Christians don't have that, man. Okay, you guys don't have the spirit, on you to be able to, go into the, the scriptures and to break it down, what it's, talking about, man. Okay, you guys can't do that, man. Okay, that's why, if you ask, like, I'll tell you an example, man. I remember, not too long ago, I had a, talk with, a Christian pastor, when I was, in the, church. He asked the question, I believe it was, what is the unforgivable sin, right? So then I answered and said that, taking the mark of the beast is the unforgivable sin. But he said no. All right, he said it wasn't, because he said that, if you take the mark of the beast, in the wrong time period, then you can be forgiven for that. That's not in the scriptures. All right, that's not in the scriptures, man. Which, matter of fact, mind of God, brings these stuff up. Okay? Which I'm just, flowing through the spirit, man. So whatever topic comes up, we'll, indulge in, may I say. Okay? Let's go to Revelation chapter 14. Okay, to deal with the judgment for those who receive the mark of the beast, man. Okay, just for the record, because, you got guys out here, like, Mind of God, or, certain other, groups out there that are now teaching that, the mark of the beast is the, the Corolla Maxine. Okay, that's not true. The mark of the beast is the implantable microchip underneath the skin. Okay, and we sound like broken records, by the amount of time that we bring this stuff up, but it's true, man. Okay, but it's true. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, anyway, Revelation chapter 14, and let's start at verse 6, and it says, And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear Yahweh, and give glory unto him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath of her fornication. Which, right, Babylon the great is the United States of America. Okay? Bear with me a second. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, in the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascends up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, to worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name. Right. So, you can't read that and tell me that, well, you can be forgiven, for taking the mark of the beast if you don't do it in the right time period. Right? Like, say, for an example, man, that's utterly ridiculous, man. All right? Where does it say that in there, man? That's not in there. Okay, so you guys, who are making that up, man, you're going completely off. Okay, you guys are going completely off, man. Okay, sitting there telling me that, well, one person can take it today, but if they decide a week from now they can take it out and the Most High will forgive them. Where's that at in the scriptures, man? right? As what is that? As Deacon Zakari would say, give me book, chapter, and verse, man. Okay, but let me say something about Zakari, man, which I saw yesterday. They made a new channel. The Deacon made a second channel because apparently the first one, was compromised by YouTube with probably a strike or two. Which we all know how that works, man. YouTube's unjust and unfair, with their, how they operate themselves. Let me just make sure we're doing good on video time. Okay, we got 40 minutes. Right? Hey, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Anyway, I saw their, their video, man. Okay, and I was gonna join them. I was gonna join it because it was a We Want Smoke, which basically is what, you can call in, with your questions or your smoke, right? Basically to challenge them on the doctrine. Which, don't get me wrong, man, I like those brothers, right? I like the Zakari, they're very, sincere. But with that being said, there's certain, subjects in the skipjies, inside joke, that we, that I would have to challenge those brothers on, man. Which, again, not at all out of, hate or disrespect, not at all. But, just, for the sake of the scriptures, man. Okay? Now, one of the most important, prophecies to deal with, man, is what? We're in the time right now of all these prophecies being fulfilled. And that's why, the Elder Apostle Dahar of Great Millstone, he made a statement and he coined the year, 2021 as what? Hasting unto the coming of the Lord Yahushua, man. Nearly paraphrasing what the Elder Apostle said. Okay, now me, I'm not affiliated with Great Millstone, but a sincere shalom to all the members who are in Great Millstone. Okay, a sincere shalom to all the brothers in Great Millstone, man. Okay, I hope the Lord, blesses all those brothers, man. Okay, may all those brothers, receive salvation. Okay, let me just grab a drink. Right. So, we got to teach about, one of the most important prophecies right now, man, which is what? We're coming to what? Of course, the time of the mark of the beast. And then what? World War III, which will ultimately lead what? To the downfall of America, man, which is Babylon the Great. And that is by far one of the most important prophecies in this book, man. Okay? And, these Christian pastors, man, if you ask, Pastor Wally, right? Pastor Wally, which that was a name of one of my, pastors that I, would talk to, in the Christian church, man. Right? Pastor Wally, right? You can ask, Pastor Wally, about, is America in the Bible? Oh, no, that ain't in the Bible. Right? But it is, though. It is. And all you got to do is, go into the skipjies. Inside joke. Which also, by the way, there have been two brothers who are trying to reach out to me. The one brother, Luke Matt, and the other brother, Dasan. Okay? Now, I apologize, brothers. I do not have, my phone ain't working right now. So, brother Luke tried to give me a call the other day, but I tried to answer the call and it said my phone can't take calls. I believe he's in, Australia, so that might be the reason why I cannot answer his calls, from here in the United States. So I apologize about that, but you can contact me over Google Hangouts. And Brother Desan, I know, our chats, I can call you because you're in the States. So when I get, my phone all, up and working again, I'll most certainly give you a call, right? Of course, a sincere shalom to those brothers, man. You brothers are doing the work, man. Okay? Anyway, man, one of the most important prophecies of the scriptures, man, is what? The downfall, of Babylon the Great, man. And we, of course, we sound like broken records, man, by the time, amount of times that we bring these things up. But this is what? This is all the will of the Lord, man. Okay, this is all the will of the Lord, is to bring these prophecies out, man. Because as I read, at the beginning, of the video, man, is, what is that, Revelation 19:10, right? For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy, man. Okay, so, how do you test somebody, if somebody says, well, I believe in Jesus, right? I believe in Jesus. Okay, do you really? And if they say, yeah, okay, well, you go to, let's say, Isaiah the 13th chapter, Isaiah the 14th chapter, okay, 2nd Ezra the 16th chapter. Well, even, they might not even believe in the Apocrypha to begin with, but You know what? That's actually, a topic we might speak about later. But anyway, man, getting into it. Revelation. Uh, but you know what? Real quick, I wanted to deal with something else, man. Bear with me a second. Damn. Slovakia. Real quick, I wanted to speak about, the war in heaven, man. Okay, I wanted to speak about the war in heaven. I believe, what is that? I believe it's, let me just see real quick. Guys always go to Luke, Isaiah the 14th chapter. Okay, Isaiah the 14th chapter. And, they use that to say that, that Satan fallen in heaven with the Most High. There's a precept, okay, which this is talking about, Esau and his military fighting against the Lord, but it calls them the devil, right? Satan. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7. It says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought with his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was there found place any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. And he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." Right. And what is that talking about, man? Okay, there's going to be, a great war in heaven, man. Okay, which is what's heaven? The sky above us, man. In the Bible, there's three heavens. Okay, one heaven is where the Most High dwells. The other heaven is the sky above us, and then the third heaven is a position of rulership on the earth. Okay, for example, if you're a king or a higher up class of a society, that would be a position that could be called heaven. Okay, I'll say it again. There's three heavens in the Bible. One heaven is the sky above me. The other heaven is where the Most High dwells, and the third heaven is a position of rulership and power. Okay, so that's what when you go to Isaiah the 14th chapter, it says, "Lucifer, how hast thou fallen from heaven?" That's not talking about Satan fallen from heaven. And you know what, we're going to deal with that later on. Okay, as I said, man, hey, look, when you deal with the scriptures, right, IETT Yasha, I am the notorious BIG of the scriptures. Okay, the notorious BIG of the scriptures. Okay, hey, look, man, mind of God can't, he can't flow like this, man. Okay, hey, look, man, what is that guy? As Pennywise said, man, in that ERB battle, right, between him and the Joker, man, he said, what? My flow is absolutely insane, right? My flow is insane when it comes to those scriptures, man, right? And I don't mean to flex, inside joke. Anyway, man, we'll go back over here. Let me just find where I want to read. All right, Revelation 17. We'll start at verse 10. It says, "And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, and even he is the 8, and is of the 7, goes into perdition." Right, the 7th beast was Great Britain. And then, America was established, by Great Britain. Right, all of the, the Pilgrims and, all of the men who, founded this country, all originally came, from Great Britain, okay, because America's mother is Great Britain. And that's even, I believe that's Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, 12th verse, all right, or Jeremiah 50 and 12, okay, it says what, "Even your mother that bore you, she shall be short confounded, which even she that bore you shall be ashamed," right, which is, reference to, Great Britain, man, which is what, the mother of America, okay, but that's not what I wanted to get here, okay, it says, verse 12, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon," or Salakia, "and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast." Now, what is that talking about? These 10 kings represent the nations of the 12, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Because if you do the history on it, it originally started with 10 nations. Okay, it started with 10 nations. Today it's 28 nations. But if you do the research on them, they originally started with 10 nations that made up of NATO. Okay, and now we got the European Union, added into there as well. Okay, but that's the beast. Okay, the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is NATO. Okay, but again, today it's 28 nations, but originally it was 10. Okay, just got to do the research. And here's the point: these have one mind, and shall give their strength and power unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right. So what that's saying is these give me a second. Always got to check to make sure it's on. So what that's talking about is soon there's going to be a war in heaven, man. Okay, you're going to have what, the armies of the world. They're going to fight against, who the world calls Jesus Christ, man. Okay, because hey, look, he's coming back with UFOs, man. Right, who the world calls Jesus Christ is coming back on UFOs. Okay, you're going to see, man. Okay, the skies above us, man. They're going to be filled with those chariots, man. And we've seen them before. Okay, we've seen them. Okay, I've seen them. All right, we've seen the chariots, man. All right, they are watching us. Okay, they are watching us, man. I remember one, last year, man. I believe it was around, so-called Christmas time, man. I was, recording a video. I believe, if you want to look it up, I believe it was called, Proof for into 12th hour midnight or something like that. But if you watch the video behind me, you can see a chariot, man. It was just hovering there, man. All right, the chariot was just watching us. Okay, say, hey, man, all praise unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, he's watching, man. Okay, because the eyes of the Lord are the angels. Okay, the angels, go throughout the earth and they report unto the Lord what's going on, man. And those are the eyepieces of the Lord. Okay, I did want to touch on Satan. Okay, but first we're going to get the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is by far one of the most important prophecies of this book, man. Okay, and especially one that we are to hearken on now. Okay, because this is getting ready to be fulfilled. Okay, Revelation 18:1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And they cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, has become the habitation of devils, and hold every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich for the abundance of her delicacies. Yeah, and that's America, man. Okay, all the nations of the earth are, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, waxing rich, right? They're becoming rich off of doing business with America, man. Okay, you got, China, right? They're sending, I mean, what, trillions of dollars of merchandise over here, man. Say for an example, man, this one time I was at, Walmart, man, and I was looking at the American flags, right? And ironically enough, even the American flags that I was looking at, they were even made in China, man. So that's just an example, man. Okay, that everything here, in the United States, I would say maybe 5% is manufactured here in America, but then the other, 95%, I would say 80%, maybe 75% comes from China, but then the other percentage comes from nations all over the world, okay? And it's all imported here and sold here, and why is that, man? And I harkened on this a few days ago in a video about America is a consuming nation, right? Americans are known as consumers. Okay, that's why you can have somebody comes up with a stupid idea, like say for an example, you had that one guy who came up with the idea of the pet rock, and you can look it up to see what I'm talking about, man. Right, the guy basically took rocks, right, and he put them into like a cardboard box, but he made it like a cat carrier or something like that, and he labeled it pet rock. Oh, I mean, hell, overnight the guy became a multi-millionaire by selling that in America. And I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm being dead serious when I say that. It's true. Look it up. That's just an example, man. Okay, that's just an example, right? That these nations have become rich off of dealing with America, man. Okay, these nations have become filthy rich off of the trade with the United States. Okay, so America is Babylon the Great. Okay, it is not the Vatican City. It is not Jerusalem. It is not, Mecca. It's not any of those. It's America, man. Okay, and if you guys can't see it, well then, like, you got one guy out there. What is that? Well, it's not one guy. It's a camp. It's the ITR, right? The Israelites Tried and Refined. and you can look them up on YouTube, see who I'm talking about. But they were on there saying that Vatican City is Babylon the Great. That's not true, man. Right? That's bullshit right there. Which I know. Don't get me wrong. I know certain pastors who are in my family who teach that. Okay, but they're going off. You know why? Because they were taught that by the churches, man. Okay, by the churches, which the false prophet is the Christian church, right? The false prophet is the Catholic Church, but from the Catholic Church, all denominations of Christianity are formed. Okay, but it started with the Catholic Church. Okay. Anyway, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh has remembered her iniquities." Okay, now let's stop there. What does that talk about? Come out of her, my people. That's talking about we are mentally coming out of the ways of America, man. Okay, now, hey, if you want to flee to another country, that's fine. If you want to do that, you're free to do that, man. Okay, but this is not talking about saying you have to do that or you're not going to be saved. No, it ain't talking about that. Okay, like us, and this is why it takes faith, man. Okay, because we're sitting here in America, right? I'm in America, or I'm sure a lot of you guys that are watching are, man. Okay, but we have faith. You know why? Because we're teaching about what? That the Most High is going to come against this nation. And that's the word of the Lord, man. But you know what? We're still going to be here and teach this. You know why? Because we have faith that we're going to be delivered. All right, we're going to be delivered, and saved from that calamity, man. Okay, so when it says come out of her, my people, for us now, that's talking about mentally coming out of the ways of America, man. Okay, and what is that talking about? Because remember, if you go back to what we were previously reading, man, right, all the nations, which actually might be further down, the nations, they were drunk off of the wine of her fornication, right? And the wine of her fornication is the philosophies of America, man. Okay, the American way of life is the wine. Okay, and I'll give an example. Okay, Saudi Arabia, over there, women couldn't drive vehicles, man. Okay, but then, I believe it was like 2 years ago, they passed, their law that says now women can drive vehicles. And where'd they get the influence? They got that from America. Okay, or another example, man. Okay, would be the whole, concept of what? Of adolescence, man. Okay, which, by the way, there's a book out there I want y'all to look up. Okay, go on Amazon and look up a book called Teen 2.0 by Robert Epstein. Okay, Teen 2.0 by Robert Epstein. Okay, and basically it's a book, which I have two of them. Very phenomenal book. Got to be one of my top favorites, man. Okay, but anyway, it's speaking about how, stage of life that we call, adolescence, or the, teen years, man, they were manufactured and, created falsely by America, man. Okay, because there's no such thing as, as adolescence. That was just an American creation in the early 1900s, which actually, I believe it was around the First World War, right? Because if you do the research on it, they originally made the age of what is it? The age of majority. They made that what I believe it was 21. Yeah, it was like 21. Okay, but then what happened was they needed more troops, for the First World War, so they said, okay, well we'll drop it down to 18, and they left it there ever since. Okay, so that's where the whole 18 thing came from, was it came from that. So you see, it's not like a biological belief, it's just something somebody made up. Okay, so any of you guys out there that say that you're not a man or a woman until you're 18 or something like that, well, you're going off because you're just saying that because that's what you were told by Esau. Okay, but that's not scientific, and that's not dealing with human biology. Okay, because if you deal with human biology, okay, which is what, just the way that the human body was created, right? Well, if you deal with that, well then a child becomes an adult when they hit sexual maturity, man. Because why? Because that means that you can reproduce. Okay, which, matter of fact, if you go back to what is that, Genesis, right? What was the commandment that the Lord gave men? right, to be fruitful and multiply, man. Okay, so you see, in this society, what they did, being, Babylon the Great, the land of confusion, they, made it to where, it's seen as a wrong thing for, a person to try to, for, say, for example, because you have, in the society, you know, girls usually, like to, you know, think about having babies around 14 or 15 years old. And I can attest to that. Okay, I can attest to that. I think it's, a cool thing, but then, of course, when it happens, if it does, usually what happens is, they end up being, single mothers, man. And why is that? Because in this society, you know, the children are not brought up the right way. Okay, this is all wrong. Okay, this is all wrong. Okay, and it was all set up on purpose, man. Okay, this is all done on purpose. Okay, this is all done on purpose by who the world calls the Illuminati, man. Right, the overseers of the world. This is all done on purpose. All right, but children are supposed to be educated, from when they're very young, on how to, say, for example, a female is supposed to be taught how to take care of children, clean the house, you know, uh, all those, woman duties. Okay, but in this society, what are they taught, man? They're taught what, to, don't settle with, just any man, right? Play the field. All right, if this guy don't treat you right, jump to the next guy, right? And the next guy, which I can attest to that, man. There was a girl I was dealing with, man, not too long ago. I do, I do everything I can, be nice to her, whatnot. Buy her stuff, whatever. Talk with her for 8 hours a day on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, what happened was, she had enough of me, and this is around Valentine's Day, right? So, so I ended up, going out, spending a decent chunk of change that I had laying around, which for me is like, what, $50 or something, So I ended up spending that on her, getting her a couple things that she wanted. But then she ends up leaving me. So it's like, oh, okay. So, which again, don't get me wrong, I was actually happy about it because I really didn't want to be in that relationship anyway. But I'm just giving an example. Okay, I'm just giving an example. So it's like, oh, okay, so you're going to leave me, which is really a good thing. But, the thing that pissed me off is I went out and spent all this money on her so I could send her stuff so she could be happy for Valentine's Day, which also was her birthday, the same day. So what ended up happening was, she, had enough of me, and then, inside joke, I ended up not having a receipt to take the shit back. So it's like, oh, okay. So I'm stuck with this shit, so now I got to find out another way how to get rid of it. Either give it away or try to sell it then, which, by the way, I haven't done yet. So anyway, I wanted to throw a little joke in there, man. Somebody told me, recently, man, somebody said recently, they had a new joke about, the Reese's commercial, man. All right, the Reese's not sorry. Somebody said, racist, not sorry. Right, that'd be, Reese's company's new slogan, man. Side joke. Right, for the damn, for the damn, what is it? The damn, white, Oreo, right, with the damn, chocolate on it. Somebody, I just had to throw that joke out there, man. Somebody told me that the other day. Anyway, man, getting back to what I'm saying. Let me just check the video time. I leave her at 30 minutes. Okay, so, hey, I'll go through the spirit as long as I can. But my recorder don't have much time left. Okay, anyway. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Let's go to verse 12. Actually, let's start at verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her. For the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, they shall bewail her, and they shall lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed, or Slakia, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buys their merchandise anymore. Right. So, when this place goes down, that's it, man. Okay, you can no longer, become rich off of selling your merchandise. Okay, because you can't. Hey, look, China can't take that merchandise to India. You can't take that to India. You can't take that to Spain. You can't take that to, let's say, you can't take that to Saudi Arabia, right? You can't take that, to Russia. You can't take that to any of these nations, man. Okay, because those are not, even though those nations might be consumers, they're nowhere near the consumers that America is, man. Okay, so once this place goes down, that's it, man. Okay, that's it. Right? Oh, just like what's that guy? Rooney McKnight. The guy who, shot himself on Facebook Live. Right, in the words of him, where he was like, "Hey guys, this is it." Right? In the words of him before he took his own life, he was like, "This is it." Right? Or I guess that's it. Is what his last words are, man. And hey, really, that's what it is, man. Okay, the time that we're in right now, this is it. Right? This really is it, man. Right? The final go around, man. Because hey, look, man, the whole situation going on right now with the whole Corolla situation, the economic situation, all that jazz, it ain't getting better, man, and it's not gonna get better. It is not gonna get better, and we're here to prophesy that in the name of the Lord, man. Okay, the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, said these things are not gonna get better, man. And why is that? Because prophecy needs to be fulfilled. Okay, the prophecies need to be fulfilled right now. Okay, so if nothing's gonna get better, it's just gonna continue to get worse, man. Okay, and why? Because as I said, this is it, man. Or we're in the time of all the prophecies being fulfilled. Okay. Anyway, verse 12 it says, "A merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all fine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and the slaves and the souls of men." Okay, gonna go relatively quickly because I only got like 10 minutes left on the recorder. It says, "And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which are dainty and goodly are departed from thee. Thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that is clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For 1 hour such great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in the ships and sailors, as many as traded by sea, stood afar off, and they cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?" Yeah, and we'll leave that off with that, man. Okay, but that's what's gonna happen, man. Okay, when that prophecy is fulfilled, which that's America. That is talking about America. That's not my words. That's just the words of the Most High God, man. Okay, the Lord, matter of fact, real quick, before I go into the whole Satan thing, which I wanted to deal with that.